Raised in a strict Muslim home in Somalia, Mahad was only 9 years old when he was appointed an imam, or teacher. His Wahhabi education taught him to despise Christians, but God had a plan to turn Mahad's hatred into love. At 12 years old, Mahad accepted Jesus after reading a Bible given to him by a Christian missionary. When his parents learned he'd abandoned his Islamic faith, they disowned him. Homeless and alone, Mahad was in daily danger. Eventually, Mahad escaped to Kenya and started a small church. But in 2014, Mahad was threatened again after his conversion story was seen on video. An Islamic leader issued a fatwa to have Mahad killed. Pray for Mahad to receive God's daily grace and reach more Muslims for Christ.
So Plateau State in Nigeria, it's one of the main battleground states, and I would say even it is a burial place. It is a burial state for Christians. It's, like I said, one of the hardest hit areas, and the stories are all shockingly familiar. It's the same everywhere. Radical Islamist Fulanis come in, they come into a village and they start shooting and hacking everything in their wake, and they drive everybody off. And this Easter, we were at a church in Nigeria, and it really made me think of all this. So one of our staff was there and celebrating Easter at this church. And this church has been through a lot and a very special place. So for the last 2 years, they've been attacked. They're in Plateau State, and that's a battleground for the Fulanis that are decimating. These are Islamist terrorists, and it's a massive land grab. They've just taken millions of farms away from Christians. So these guys had already been attacked the last 2 Easters, and a lot of people had died. And, so a very dangerous place. Man, the cool thing when you're at this church, and this is what our staffer said, you look at these pictures, it's so cool, because you're at the church and you're worshiping, and yet you look up and there's nothing but sky, because that church was burned, it was attacked, and all that stands are the walls. And, we talked to the pastor, and we said kind of like, this is kind of crazy. For most people, they would think, what are you doing? Why are you still here? And he said he had no qualms about being, in such a dangerous spot. But they had a mission from God, and he says, we've got to stay on point. These are the last days. And he really believed that and really formed his mission. And then we talked to the church leaders, and they said, a lot of people left, of course. It's so dangerous. We've been attacked twice. There's no roof. But what happened was that the people that stayed behind, those people that had that mission that would risk it all, those people grew so tight and they grew so dependent on the Lord. And that is such the message of persecution, isn't it?
My name is Rebecca. I live in the north of Nigeria. One evening I was out with my daughter, and on our way home we saw smoke rising above our village. We were under attack. There was nothing we could do to defend ourselves. On the day our village burnt to the ground, my husband and my son were killed in the attack. I was devastated. I mourned for many months. I still use this Bible. It reminds me of God's faithfulness. Naked I came from my mother's womb, but naked I shall return there. The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. The Lord is a husband to all widows. I look to him for every need. This is what I am still holding on to.